Hi guys. Today we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement, and I will be dividing the video into about 5 lessons. And this concept is important not because it is tested all the time in the writing section, but because this will help you understand the meaning of the sentence much easier. I'm going to assume that we're already familiar with the concept of subject and the verb by now. But if you're unsure, that's fine. Just make sure to review my video on the sentence, subject, and verb. Rule number 1. Singular subject takes singular verb, and plural subject takes plural verb. For example, my student lives in the city, and my students live in the city. One quick fundamental lesson just in case. With the word apple, which is a noun, all we have to do is add the letter S to make it into plural. However, the rule is reversed when it comes to a verb. When you add the letter S at the end of the verb, it makes it singular. For example, the word plays with the letter S is a singular form, while the word play without the letter S is the plural form. Rule number 2. The word you and I are special words in English language. They take plural verbs. For instance, in the sentence, I play in the park, the subject is I, which is singular. However, we still use the plural form play instead of plays. Likewise, in the sentence you need a car, even though the word you is singular, we still use the verb need instead of needs. So just remember that you and I are very special words. Rule number 3. Uncountable subject takes singular verb. And when I mean by uncountable subject, I'm talking about nouns that are not countable, such as water, money, love. For example, in the sentence, water is refreshing. The subject is uncountable, thus we need a singular verb. Rule number 4. Past tense ignores the subject-verb agreement rule except for the be verb. When you write your essay, you realize that when it comes to past tense, you don't really have to worry about the subject-verb agreement rule. And the only exception are be verbs, which are am or is. So for example, when you're writing the past tense, I am would become I was, you are into you were, he is would become he was, and they are would become they were. Last rule of the day. The modifier between the subject and the verb does not affect the subject. Let's take a look at the sentence in the screen. The music in Christopher Nolan's films is worth studying. Many students easily assume that the subject of the sentence is the word films. However, the subject of the sentence is the word music, and the word films is just part of a modifier. What kind of music? Well, the music in Christopher Nolan's film. And because the subject is uncountable, which is the word music, the verb we need is singular. Let's review what we've learned today. Subject-verb agreement basic rule. First, singular subject takes singular verb, while plural subject takes plural verb. Second, you and I are a special word because they both take plural verbs. Remember that uncountable subject takes singular verb. Remember that past tense ignores the subject-verb agreement rule except for be verb, such as am or is. And finally, modifiers between the subject and the verb does not affect the subject.